Welcome everyone to the one and only Kicking It with the Kurz team.
Welcome to Kicking It with the Kurz team, guys. It's Halloween. Happy All right. So I'm sure all of you guys are getting ready for the day, for the evening, as everybody gets prepared in their haunted Halloween costumes and take their children to go get some candy.
Yeah.
Some candy.
Yummy, yummy. Is that what you call it these days, candy? Just kidding.
That's what we like to call it.
Yeah.
You know. Today we're going to talk about real estate spooky stories.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome. We're going to do a little storytelling here. Okay, we've got our candle. All right. You can't have a spooky story without some fire.
A fancy, nice smelling candle.
And it's black.
From Morada Interior Designers, who are now designing the Aria.
There you go.
Great, great people.
There you go. So, some people have shared some of their spooky stories, and I am really, really excited to share this with you guys. You guys will essentially give us some experiences. But before we move on, my name is Red Riding Hood. I'm actually Jennifer, and this is Vanessa.
I'm Ray.
And Ray.
Do you remember Ray?
Today we're going to have David on the show.
Oh, yeah.
In his David costume.
Yeah, David as David.
Yeah. So David will show up in a little bit, and he's going to basically elaborate. He has a story he hasn't told us, but apparently it's very creepy. All right? And this show is actually brought to you by Miriam, and our beautiful Vanessa is going to introduce her. Someone.
Well, like always, our show is sponsored by Miriam from PRMG. She is here for you for all of your mortgage needs, anything that you need. If you know you need a loan, if you don't know you need a loan, but you want a loan, Miriam is the person to call. She has candy too. Yeah.
That's Miriam is a spooky character.
I love it.
So Miriam's number is 305-804-9108.
305 number.
Yes. And she has croqueticas.
Really.
She has croqueticas.
Croqueticas.
But does she have Nutella?
Mira, este con Nutella. So yes, Miriam, PRMG, all Halloween aside, seriously, she's amazing. Over 18 years in the industry.
She's
and
a killer.
Oh, God. You guys are in from some funny Halloween stories.
Why is it so hot in here? I'm on fire.
She's on fire.
Stupid candle.
Okay. So yeah, Miriam from PRMG. If you want to ask her a question, make sure to ask down below. Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
So if you're wondering what he is, he's
Barb.
not a werewolf.
Sorry.
Stranger Things fans, come on. Can I
Season
get a
1,
like?
Barb. I forgot my fanny pack, so Barb lives, man. Barb lives.
Without the fanny pack, you've ruined it.
We need an announcer. That's great. Jimmy
real,
Fallon
we
has
should
an
have
announcer. Why can't we have an announcer?
What in Hollow's name do you think I am?
That's awesome. All right, guys, so here we have David. He's actually going to join us in a little bit, or not.
It would be so much better if they stopped
staring.
staring at the announcer that's not supposed to be there.
Look at the camera. Look at each other.
Oh, dear.
Oh, my gosh. All right, so guys, let's start with some stories. What do you guys have going on? Any spooky stories that you want to share, or anything normal? You guys want to be
Just
normal?
normal stuff. But you guys want to? Well, let's just get into it. You guys have more experience than I do, so let's talk to me about your spooky real estate
I love how he
stories.
deflects everything.
I'm a deflector. I'm a deflector.
All right, so we have a really great story from Lori today, actually. Lori had mentioned to me earlier, and I had like goosebumps really when Lori was telling me this. She had one incident where she went with her team leader. Oh, who is that? I should have screamed.
That's actually Danny dressed as David.
Did you know, man?
Yeah, did you know?
Oh, no. Oh, no. He just did that.
Well, hey, you're supposed to not know anybody, you know?
We love you, Danny. I hope you're watching.
Yes, you
Yeah,
do.
we miss you, Danny. And Jose is like a ghost.
Yes, he's
He is
here.
literally
He's
the
here.
ghost.
Here,
Jose
but-
really doesn't exist
Yeah.
on the team. It's just a joke. They add him for numbers.
We got him for numbers.
Sometimes he closes a deal, but he's not really there.
He's not really there. We use him for tax purposes as well. We use him as tax wrap.
It's like adding fake children to your tax return.
Oh,
Pretty
dear.
much.
We love you, Jose.
So let me finish telling you. Lori went to show this property. She had gone one time to go see this property in Miami Shores. And she walked in and kind of, as she was walking into the master bedroom, the door actually closed on her. Okay, so that was one thing. Then she had...
That is kind of messed up.
Yeah. And then she said that she walked out. She went and showed that same property again to another client. All right. And I can't remember specifics, but she said something about the house itself was actually set up. And this was even the first day. The house was set up, like if it had wine on the table, like place set, everything set up, like if somebody was living there, and there was music playing even at the same time.
Was it a record player?
But the house was
That would be
vacant.
spooky.
That would be spooky. One of those
I
old
know.
school,
Like,
Ah.
oh, hell.
Yeah, and the house was vacant. So imagine already having that setting and then going into the master and the door had closed on you. The worst part that happened was she actually brought her team leader the last time. She's like, listen, there's something going on in this house. Come with me. So they go into the house. They see the house. Obviously, it's weird, but as they're walking out, the team leader walks out of the house and the door closed.
What?
Yeah.
With her
The-
inside?
With her inside, with Lori inside
man.
of the
I
house.
would have ran that. I
And
would
they
have
were
jumped out of the window.
actually
You would've.
trying to get the door to open, and it wouldn't open. Like it wasn't locked. It was just not opening.
Now I feel like I'm useless in this show because my story is nowhere near that cool.
Yeah, Lori, are you watching?
Seriously, man,
Seriously? OMG.
Yeah, that's
Damn,
pretty creepy.
Lori.
And so she eventually she got it open, but then they called the listing agent and they said, hey, listen, something's going on in this house. The listing agent said, well, the lady that lived there actually died. And that's what it is. And so Lori no longer wanted to show that house anymore. It wasn't her listing. But
Listing agent's like, why do you think I'm not there?
Why do you think I'm not there, bro?
it's on a lockbox.
Why do you think it's a lockbox? I don't want to be there.
I don't want to be there. It's got a lockbox on it.
Yeah.
Why do you think I put the lockbox across the street?
Yeah, no, so that was Lori's story. For me, that was really creepy.
Yeah, it's
To be able to be locked into a home,
Yeah.
it's pretty scary.
Oh, that's
cool.
insane.
That's not cool.
Yeah, I've got another one that she gave me was she went to open a door, another property in Miami Shores.
This is Lori too.
Yeah.
She's chock full of these.
Come
All
on,
right,
Lori.
so moral of the story is don't show homes with Lori.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or Lori will
I can't
show
go with you, Lori. I
anything.
can't go with you. I'm sorry.
Damn.
So Lori walked into this property, and it's a one-story home, but you walk into the property, and it has stairs that go down immediately, and it was super dark inside. So they go down, and then they make a left, is what she said.
Dungeon home?
Yeah, but it's a one-story home. That's how you go into the home.
Yeah, it's got so I've seen homes like this in Miami where the actual home, because it may be on like a small tilt, like a small hill,
Gotcha.
and so the street is higher than the back of the home.
Oh, yeah, no, I've seen that. Yeah,
Yeah,
you'll have
so what happens
garages
is
that
your
go in under.
entrance, your door entrance is dead on with the driveway.
level,
or
but
the
everything
entrance.
else is-
Yeah, but as soon as you walk in, you got some steps. Like
Actually, there's a few houses like that in the Grove because we sit on like on a limestone
Yeah.
bed, so there's a few.
Well, that's pretty
That's
creepy.
neat.
She said that it was really, really dark in there, and that the wife of the person she was showing, the wife of the people that she was showing properties to, she was freaking out. She was going insane. She was saying, "Don't go in there." And then they kind of went halfway through, but they couldn't see past the darkness because there was nobody there. So they kind of like freaked out and turned around. So that was one creepy one. Here, let me see what else I have. I have a personal one.
Lay it on us.
Yeah,
From
but
you?
before I do, because I've been speaking this whole time, David, can you elaborate on your story?
Man, I was gonna do my Instagram thing.
You're on Instagram.
You ruined it. Where's the announcer?
Sorry.
Where did the announcer
The announcer
go?
decided to show face and act like Danny.
So tell us about a
So
scary experience.
yeah, so this was actually years ago with a client of mine that you met. They came to visit me the other day, the one that I had sold the house to 5 years ago. Right, so this was a long time ago, but like think about
Serious.
this. Like
You still
I
remember?
remember this 5 years ago, right? I still think about this. So we had gone to see multiple homes, and there was this one home that had come on the market, and they were only going to show it, like, it was one of these, like, only available Saturday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Like, that's it. You know, that's the only time you can come. So we got there, and it was a complete, like, shit show. Like, there was 100 people outside online. Everybody was there to be there. And so it was our turn to go into the house. And we walked into the house, and it was, man, it was just packed full of stuff. Like, just stuff. Like, everything, like hoarder style. Like, boxes in the living room.
That's already creepy.
And that wasn't even the creepy part, right? Of course, the owners of the home are there. They're sitting at the dining table, and they don't say anything to anybody. Got, like, this mean look on, like, what are you doing in my house? But you're selling it, so, you know, I'm here to show it to a potential buyer and maybe get you out of it, you know, that kind of thing, you know? So we're showing the house, and we go from bedroom to bedroom. So I remember correctly, the living room, you walked right into it. Then it was the dining room. To the left was the kitchen. To the right was a little hallway that went to the bedrooms, right? So we walk down the hallway, and we get the master bedroom first. We go inside. We check it out. Blah, blah. And we get the second bedroom. We go inside, check it out. But now there's this third bedroom, right? It's super dark in this third bedroom. There's no door on the third bedroom, okay? So we take like one step in and realize that it's dark because, one, they have aluminum foil on the windows, right? And like blackout curtains. You could see this, you know? Two, the walls, ceilings, everything's painted black, okay?
Oh.
But that wasn't even the worst part, right? There's a light, a black light, lit up on the other side of the room, right? So we take a couple steps in, we're like, well, maybe the black light's the only light they have in there, and that's how they're showing this room. Like, unfortunate, but hey, guys, you'll have to install a light in here, right? Bro, we walk in, and there's this kid, had to be probably 17, 18 years old, maybe, sleeping on a mat, like a military-style yoga mat, on the floor like this.
And he wasn't military?
No. He was like a teenager.
Oh,
like vampire.
17,
like
18 years old,
like
laying like a vampire, arms beside him, feet together,
so
on his back, on the floor, in the middle of this room, that
With 100
walls
people
painted
showing
black, like black light, windows covered. Dude, like we walked in 2 steps, we saw the guy on the floor, we're like, okay, back out. What are you doing? I don't know. What is he doing? What is that? And there's no door on the room. I remember that. Dude, completely weird. And the parents or whoever was there, like no warning. Not like, hey, my kid's sleeping in the room, be careful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was almost no furniture in the room. No. I mean, it's no wonder the home was on the market with 100 people outside. Like, it wasn't going anywhere. Trust me, man.
Yeah,
Dude.
No, that's pretty.
Dude, that's super creepy.
No, I have
If I was then who I am now, I probably would have joked about it on the way out, like, oh, hey, does the kid come with the house? Yeah. You know, we kind of like him. It's like, who needs ADT? We got that fucker.
We got that dude over there. No one's coming in here.
With that hello.
All right, so we have one from Jahaira, as a matter of fact.
Good one.
Jahaira sent me one. Here, let me see 3 comments. Jahaira says, an ex-partner of mine and I went to a property that you could clearly tell was an investment home. We walked in and saw the owner cleaning it. We wanted to see if we could buy it from him. Apparently, the guy who lived in it was a single elderly man and his dog, a hoarder. The guy was a hoarder. So apparently, no one had heard from him for weeks. So his only one friend called the landlord to open the door. When they finally opened the door, the man's dog comes out running. The dog looked well fed.
Holy cow. Dude.
That's kind of
That one wins the
That's
lottery.
a good
right
one,
there.
Jahaira. I'm sorry.
Hold on a second. Did they find the old man, and was he in chunks?
I don't know. There's no more details, but
Comment.
You figure-
Is she
Ah.
commenting?
Oh my God,
Yeah,
guys,
what's
you
up?
guys,
Commenting?
look, this is not even my show, but comment below. Like,
Please,
you guys need
please,
to talk
please,
about
please.
this.
You gotta say something. That's pretty disturbing.
Dude, that's out of control.
JP says, I like David's costume. Looks just like A-Rod. Nailed it, buddy.
I was going for Jeter, but at least he got one of the Yankees. So thanks,
He's
JP.
like, but I have hair, so.
Yeah. Actually, my receding hairline is like A-Rod, so there you go.
So we have other stories that are not so spooky but are scary.
Creepy.
Hey, wait a minute. Who's A-Rod dating?
J-Lo. Hey, you got J-Mo.
I got J-Mo.
Oh, God. We went there.
All right, JP. You're the man, bro.
So we have Mike Venerio gave me a little story today. Yeah.
Mike must go into a lot of weird houses.
Yeah,
That's
we
what
were
I
asking
thought.
him, picking his
That's
brain.
what I thought. He said he went to this house in Gables by the Sea, and he walked into the home and walked in the basement. So guys, stay away from basements.
So I mean, this is Gables by the Sea, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. There is no neighborhoods are safe.
Yeah, no neighborhood are safe.
So he went, this one's actually a spooky one. So he went into the basement, and he said that while he was in the basement, he felt something. He did like he did one of those.
He did?
Yeah, so
A guy?
like something, yeah. Like
maybe like went like through.
I'm like scared here, you guys. This setting, like there's a lot of light on us, but it's
Yeah,
dark
this is
and everything
I'm
is
gonna grab a candy bar,
echoey.
guys. Eating helps me cope with the stress.
Careful, you might get the hand.
Let's get it started. Let's get it started.
So
This is so corny.
he felt this thing. He's like, oh, you got the hand. Roar.
We need the welcome mat that goes,
Oh, God.
That was awesome.
So he felt this like presence, like
He
something
gasped.
went into him, and he gasped. Thank you for the narrative
Dun, dun,
description.
dun.
And
then he
And then
gasped.
somebody upstairs, one of the other agents that oh my God, don't do that. I'm totally gonna lose it. One of the other agents that was there with him or his partner or whatever started freaking out. Dude, there's a freaking ghost in this house. And he's stuck in the basement. You know what I mean? Like, you need to tell me this. You know, it's one of those moments. Like, what do you do? What do you do when you walk into a basement? You feel like,
You really feel creepy.
you know, it's just, it's
Lost for
really
words.
creepy. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
My personal experience was also, apparently they like doors. You know, these things like doors. So
These things.
I was in a house, I was showing a house really late at night, like around 7 or 8, so it was super dark. It was in Kendall. So I go into this home with my clients, and I show them the whole house. It already feels kind of weird, but I didn't think about it as a creepy home, you know? All the sliding doors were closed, so there was no air, like, flowing through the home, you know? So I turn off all the lights. It's already super
I'm already
dark.
feeling it.
It's already super, super, super dark in there. And you know, I said, I have to turn off another light. That's kind of like what happens. I have to turn off a light and make sure everything is right. I go and turn it off. All of a sudden, I hear bang, like a big, like slamming of a door, just like bang. And I
Better face.
ran
Gotten the
out
hell out of
of
that.
there.
Wait,
Yeah,
shit,
no,
yeah.
I ran out of
Doors open and
there.
everything.
Left
Be
their
like,
clients behind.
My clients.
Eat them! Eat them!
No, shut up.
gotta be
I
faster than
walked
your
out
Enough meat on these
cursing.
bones.
I ran out
Oh
cursing
my
like,
God.
oh my God, stop, you know, beep, 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 beep. And the poor client, I was like, I'm so sorry. I was just
Not
really,
sorry.
really
Sorry,
scared.
not sorry.
Yeah. So whatever. Let's just say I don't show houses at late at night anymore.
yeah, no.
Yeah, it's not.
Not gonna
it's not
do it,
my
especially
thing.
around this time of year. Nah, not gonna do it.
No.
Seriously though,
we
but
have
how
a-
fun would
an
a
investment.
Halloween showing or a broker's open or some sort of open house on
Haunted
Halloween?
house, brokers
I mean,
open.
I don't, so I'll tell you, we have an investment property that we're working on right now. I don't know that this is a, like, horror haunted story,
Well, I
but,
felt like it.
but let's
So
just
with
say
the baseball
I've
cards?
never been inside this house before. And the reason is that when we were able to obtain the house, the gentleman that lived there had been dead for 3 weeks in the house.
No dog.
And no one
to
knew.
eat 'em
No
up.
dog.
No
No dog. So he had to dig
Kidding,
it
I'm
on
sorry
his
I
own.
said
A
that.
hamster.
And and so this poor
Pet
guy,
rat.
like, no one knew what was up with him. His family lives in another city, and so they kept calling him, and they couldn't get in touch with him. Finally, they decided to drive down. They get inside the house. The smell of death, you can smell it from the street side. We had parked on the street to
God.
talk to the family, and you could smell it coming out
Yeah.
of the door.
It like,
And so,
What does
about
death
a
smell
month
like?
and a half, 2 months later,
Got
I
that
went back to the house to see if, okay, it's been a couple months, maybe aired out a little bit.
Yeah.
I want to get inside and check this out, right? So I opened the door, the side door. There's no going in the house.
Porque
The smell is
Horrendous.
so
It's so strong.
strong.
It's stuck to everything.
It's scary. It's absolutely.
So
wait,
that was
can you describe the smell for
There
us?
is there's
Ew.
no description for the smell of
no.
that. Like
It's just
it
that.
is.
It's
I've
like
never smelled death before.
it's
I
just
honestly, it is
rotten. Something rotten.
eggs?
rotten flesh. No,
Oh.
flesh
No,
is
it's
completely different.
like different. It's not even like
Completely
rotten.
different.
Like my stomach.
Have
is
you ever
hurting.
smelled like a dead possum that's rotting away or something like that? Like
Worse.
that times 100.
Yeah.
Like it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
That's
and you
sad.
can
It's
almost
really, it's
smell
sad.
it
It's
for
sad
days.
that he didn't have anybody to find him
And he
quick enough.
And he
you
passed
know?
away alone like that. It's
And
terrible.
passed away alone in his house 3 weeks by himself before they even discovered. They had to go into the house to try to find like family heirlooms and things like that. Like after
find the
after
next
they had called the morgue and everything, you know. But they had to wear full body suits, like if you were going into a gas chamber or something, like masks and goggles and hoods and full body suits and gloves, like latex gloves and booties for your shoes and the whole nine. You had to go in there like fully clothed, ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, well, I remember when I went to, because I was going to get brave and actually go in the house. I'm like, I have to go do something for the cellar, and I was going to go. So let me tell you how I was standing by the front door, freaking out. Like shaking, freaking out. I called, Eric has like this thing about like spirits or whatever, you know? So I was like, listen, what do you feel when you're in this situation? Like, what is it? Should I run? Because I'm feeling kind of weird, you know? And it's just fear. I think for me, it was more fear than anything else.
It was. You called
He's
me
gone.
and you're like, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't
That's
do it.
the one that
I
you're
can't do
like,
it.
Vanessa, you
I'm
want to
like,
come
all right.
with me?
Oh, yeah.
I hear you.
Uh-huh. I was inviting Vanessa to join me. So I have here another one. JP Peña says, back when I started in real estate.
Who's that guy? Is that California guy?
It's that guy, you know.
Cowabunga,
that wants to act
dude.
like a Marine.
Cowabunga.
He says, back when I started in real estate, I sat at a home which was designed by Robert Byrd. He would build actual birdhouses in real life form. The house had been empty for a couple of years. The house felt cold and dark. Of course, as a Marine, nothing scares us. Yeah, right.
It's true. It's true.
Except the dead
Yeah,
man
right.
rotting for 3 weeks.
It's true. I mean, I wasn't scared. I just didn't want to smell it.
So I sat in there waiting for potential clients.
The
I
first
heard
time I've ever
steps
smelled a dead body.
and running throughout the top, and the lights kept turning on and off. I heard a loud bang and ran back downstairs. I swear I seen a kid run towards the back, so I ran after it. When I got to the back, I saw nobody.
Oh, man.
A neighbor later told me the last family left the house because they would see a kid run around and scare them.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh,
that's
my
goosebumps,
God.
dude.
Yeah.
This is too much. This is too much.
That's a good one.
And
Spot
scare
on.
them. And he says, the neighbors said back in the, let me see. I was like, peace. So he put the little face with
Right,
the eyes,
Felicia.
right? Till this day, that house still sits empty.
Wow.
That's pretty
That's
creepy.
like the one in Long Island, Amityville. That house
Yeah.
has been for sale forever. My cousin lived maybe half a mile from the house, half a mile to a mile from the house,
You're lying.
and she would always mess with me. Hey man, you know you're in real estate. I bet you can get it for a good deal. You should totally buy that
No,
house.
no,
You can live
no,
down the street. I'm like, no, no,
Sorry.
not gonna happen.
Not so much. You
It's
know, those stories are pretty scary. You know, to be able to, like, what do you do at that point? Do you have to tell people, hey, listen, there's something there?
Well, there's
As
too
a
many
real estate
movies
agent,
made
is
about
that
that
right?
Amityville.
I know, there's a ton of them.
Like,
So I said that's
everybody
already
knows
like
about
completely
that.
engulfed.
No, but like any house. Any
Yeah, any
house.
house.
does.
Yeah,
I
like,
don't-
for example, this investment property that you guys have. What are you going to
Yeah,
do?
we have to. We have to disclose it.
We do.
Does it
I
still
thought
smell?
I
that it
believe
wasn't
so,
supposed
right?
to be disclosed because it's not pertinent to the home. It's just something that happened. It's like anything that could happen anywhere.
Hey
Y'all-
Google, what do you
y'all
guys
know.
think?
What do you guys think?
Guys,
Should we tell potential buyers that a man died in the
This
house?
is a good one. Let's take
I
a
mean,
poll.
but does it smell still?
yeah, right now, but we haven't done
So
anything.
we haven't done
Yeah.
anything to it yet because we're still working on the actual purchase of the house. But
Okay.
when we do get it, like everything needs to go. Drywall, every piece of everything that's in that house absolutely needs to be ripped out.
Yeah, it's.
Fine, that's going to be your listing.
Mm.
You can sell it.
You can hold
Hold
open
this
houses
house.
You can hold it by yourself.
alone.
At night.
Oh wait, you're a bunny. You're not
At
a
night.
cat. I keep saying that. You're
I
a
keep
little
saying
kitty.
she's a cat.
I-
I'm
She's
a
a
bunny.
Funny.
She's an energizer.
She's the energizer.
No, she's a little
Like that.
playboy bunny.
What's scary now?
Everybody got real quiet when you guys say that.
What are y'all gonna say? Sorry.
All right, so let's talk about some scary incidents. Not spooky incidents, but
Just
scary
scary.
incidents. So we have, hold on, let me pull this
All
up
I have
real
are like
quick.
with little creepers. Not creepers, like human creepers, but bugs. Incidents with bugs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, those are, well.
And I'm a streamer, so
Nicole told me something about a showing that she had to do, but it was instructed that the cage was covered. The cage had a python inside.
Oh,
so
man.
I have a snake, so
Guys, that's my
scary.
biggest fear. I don't
Snakes?
care about anything
You
else.
should bring your pet
Other
snake.
kind
I'm
of
gonna
reptiles,
bring
but
my
you have a
snake.
pet snake?
I have a pet snake.
Really?
Sparky.
He doesn't like snakes either. Look at him.
Míranlos.
All right, so we have
Snakes have been
Yuri.
known to eat people.
Yeah.
Yuri Flores actually says, so I had 2 guns pulled on me, never placed on my head, but they were presented. Had a listing in Florida City with a lockbox hidden. Had an appointment, was looking for the lockbox, and I felt a presence in the back of me. This person said, you're not showing anything today. And Yuri replied, my buyer's on his way for a showing, just can't find the lockbox. It'll be quick.
Damn,
get the deal done.
persistence.
Whatever.
That's right, Yuri. Let them know.
Right.
And he goes, as I finished saying that, another person about 6'5" and about 400 pounds, you might have exaggerated.
So you met Suge Knight.
Dije,
you
400
mentioned
libras.
said, hey, didn't you understand? No showings today, and pulled out the Glock, as the other guy showed me the Glock under his shirt as well. Of course, I left. House sold later in a week. Anyways, full cash. So
You
he
got the
goes,
deal
"Is that
done. Way to
scary
go,
enough
Yuri."
for ya?"
Oh, God.
We're cutting it up inside, homie.
Yeah.
You know, man.
I have Jeannie. Jeannie offered one. She says, I have one for you.
VA
How
represent.
about going to a listing appointment on a $7 million home and finding out your seller has been charged with attempt to kidnap a child and molested his housekeeper? That was a definite scare for me and my partner. Didn't get the listing. Not sure if he even had intentions of selling it. Dodged the bullet. Yeah.
In his
dodged-
defense.
Wow, she's got
Yeah.
goosebumps.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too, me too.
In his defense, he was charged. There was no disposition yet to the case. He had
Dios
just been charged.
mío.
He's innocent until proven guilty.
El abogado.
He's an attorney until proven
No
otherwise.
wonder you died first in the movie.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, that's creepy.
Okay.
Seriously, that's creepy.
And last but not least, of all the stories that I've had, I had Mike mention a story as well, another one, not spooky one, but this one particularly. He was actually, in one of his investment homes, he actually had a gun pulled on him, like on his head, and everything was taken away. His car was taken away, his keys, everything. So that was a pretty scary incident. So real estate agents might want
Protect yourself.
to protect
Protect
yourself,
yourself.
whatever that means to you.
We should start doing
Karate classes.
Kurz karate.
Kurz karate.
We'll
Caring
be like the
with
Kurz
Kurz.
karate.
We'll be like the bad kids.
So
in-
we
in,
had actually intended to do that. We had like a mixed martial arts guy that was going to come in and do training with folks, but we kind of fell off, so I'm going to find somebody else to do it. But I think I honestly, like, just
I've done Kung
all
Fu.
bullshit aside, right? I think that, like, some basic
Self-defense. Yeah.
self-defense training is mandatory if you're showing empty homes at late nights to people that you don't know. It's just kind of like late nights, empty house, someone you don't know. That's the formula for crime and disaster.
Just don't do it.
You know what I mean?
Listen to Barb.
So protect yourself. In some cases, if you can, bring a friend. Make sure the times are right. Like things like that. You know, make sure that houses have power. If they don't have power, don't show them at night. I've been in those situations
Oh
where I'm
my
with my
God.
iPhone light walking around the
Yeah.
house. And so this is the kitchen, guys, you know? And in the winter, that sucks because by 6 p.m., it's dark
darker.
outside.
Yeah.
You know, and that's when people can see homes. If you don't feel
That's what
safe,
happened to me.
do it on
just
Saturday and
early.
Sunday.
I'm so naive though. You know, I'm just like doo-doo-doo.
Little bunny.
Yeah,
You can't
be. Yeah,
no, I
you
really
can't
am.
be.
And you know, I've had other agents, other female agents come with their husbands that don't even work in the industry, and you know, even text me. I'm outside of my car waiting for my husband to show. I'm like, I'm a
Because
girl.
there's weird
I'm safe.
incidents.
No, but yeah, that or also you always let the buyer go in first. You know, and sometimes
But
that-
once you're in there.
you're in, but sometimes I'm a girl and, you know, the buyer's a male and he's like, ladies first. And I'm like, no, I do insist. No, and then we're there like,
in this battle of like who goes in first.
I'm like, you know.
That's when you finish it. Go.
watching
No, you.
Go!
I'm like watching you.
For real. No, definitely something that you need to consider. I had, like, George Estelle actually did give me another story. He did mention to me that one time he did a showing, somebody who pretended to be a cash buyer and was all in and this and that. And, you know, we're here dressed up, but there's people that dress up as buyers or real estate agents and stuff like that. They act as if. And you have to be extremely careful because in his case, granted, nothing happened, you know, the deal ended up falling apart, but he brought into a listing
That's right.
somebody that wasn't qualified.
That wasn't right. And I think, you know, never get mad at another agent when you're trying to schedule a showing and they ask you, please text me your full name, license number, you know, company and cell phone number.
Just
like,
to be safe.
You know, it's a safety thing. Like people wanted to protect themselves. Maybe this is a lady who wants to send that text to her significant other and say, hey, listen, this is who I'm showing the house to later on today.
Right.
You know? And then if you're that agent and the buyer shows up and the agent's not there yet, you leave that buyer outside. You say, hey, man, well, let's wait for your agent to show up. Oh, he's not coming. He sent me by himself. Nah, that's not the way it's going to work. You know, be smart about the things you do. I know we're anxious to sell the homes that we have listed, but your safety is more important.
Yes, it is. Thank you, David, and thank you for being on our show. We've actually reached the end of the show. Do you guys want to give one last tip, and then we can get
I know what
closing?
I'm for Halloween. I'm the bear, and I just took a bite out of crime.
Ah, Dios. Oh, dear.
I gave all kinds of crime advice, bro.
Take a bite out of it.
So this show, thank you again for you guys listening. Please share it.
Thank you.
Actually, what's happening today at the Boys and Girls Club?
Oh, that's right. The Boys and Girls Club is having a fall event at around 6 o'clock in the afternoon. So show up to the Boys and Girls Club on US 1 and 32nd Avenue. In addition to that, I think it's 405 University in Coral Gables in the
Haunted
youth
house.
center. There's a haunted house, $4 entry, so you can go multiple times because it's super cheap, right?
Yeah.
But they're really, really good. I will tell you, I took my daughter there last year, both of my daughters there last year, and they were freaking out.
All right.
They were, and I was freaking out. I was freaking out so much I was laughing. It was one of those, you know, scenarios where you don't know what to do,
You're like,
and you're supposed to be the tough one.
I love
Because you
haunted
have the
houses.
children.
I went to Halloween Horror Nights with my little brother one time. My little brother loves haunted houses. He loves Halloween. He's real big about it, right? So we go to Halloween Horror Nights, and you know, inside there's real people dressed up, and there's also like, you know, fake people, you know. So there was this one setup where it was like a doctor sawing somebody in half, and a nurse at a table like this, you know. And so my brother thinks it's a setup, you know, like everybody's fake. And he like walks up to the nurse to be cute, and he's like, yeah, I have an appointment today, right? And she gets up from the chair, slams her hand on her desk, and she screams, well, you're late! My brother almost left the haunted house. He freaked out. He turned around, he was like,
So he had a mic moment. That's
wow, man.
Dude. Awesome.
I remember walking away from her going, that was good.
Yeah, no, it's pretty creepy. Well, you have a little small one that's close by. There's also one, I believe it's by International Mall, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
There's another.
Yeah, they do one there, don't they?
Yeah, there's a horror thing there, and Miracle Mile, and I believe maybe even in Coconut Grove. You can walk
the
around.
mile up until about 7 p.m.
Yeah, stores are giving away candy, so if you don't know where to take your kids, those are some good options. We have charities that we support, guys. Please look into them. NAREP, which is the National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals. WCR, the Women Council of Realtor. DAREP, the Dominican Association of Real Estate Professionals. The Boys and Girls Club of America. Again, today, they have that fall event. Barnyard, which is another little school nearby here in Coconut Grove. It's actually that way. And we have our Hometown Heroes program. So those of you that do not dress up as police officers and firefighters and teachers and so forth, who are actual veterans and hometown heroes, contact us. We have a program that will help you guys come out of pocket with less money at closing. Give us a call, 786-671-1758. Look us up at thecurse.com. And also tune in every Tuesday at 5 p.m. at The Curse Team on Facebook Live. Thank you. See you then.
And that is the end of our show.
Bye.